Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just
I
wish
can hear
network would
you.
let us be. Okay, so I
Oh,
said
okay,
if I
Chima.
got you
I can hear you
clearly,
now.
you're asking about AEO, SEO. Yeah, you're asking about what the SEO landscape looks like in 2026 with AEO in.
Yes, that is correct. Hi, Chima. Are you still there with us? Hello, Chima. Are you there? Hi, Chima. Well, welcome back. I think we lost you for a minute.
Yes. So I was wondering if we could switch platforms, but hopefully network pardons us. So what SEO looks like in 2026 is a lot of AI in the process. We have the AEO, which in full means answer engine optimization. I can remember having a job interview late last year, and it was no longer about, oh, how do you do keyword research? How do you write content for this and that? It was, how can you create content that will help our platform be picked up by AI and LLMs, by ChatGPT, Perplexity. They were like, we want to position ourselves in AI overviews, AI mode. So it was all about moving to where search was moving to, which is the inclusion of AI. So in 2026, the basics of SEO still stand. You have to be good at on page optimization. You still have to have search intent in mind. Very much still need your website to be functioning, but you need to keep up with the pace that now brands want to be picked up by search platforms, by AI platforms, by LLMs. We want, when someone asks for what's the best SaaS company, we want that SaaS company to show up in ChatGPT, Perplexity. People no longer just, it's no longer about traffic. It's no longer about traffic again. It's about, the AI citations, dimensions will now track all of that. So in 2026, you have your basic SEO together, but you're also keeping up with AI, you're also keeping up with AEO and every other thing that comes with it. You're keeping up with knowing how to optimize for multiple search platforms, for LLM platforms. It's not just about Google alone. You're now including LLMs. You have to study their patterns and all of that. You need to put yourself in the shoes of the machine plus the human. We get the human intent right. We know how to get their emotions into the cup. We know how to make use of psychology and everything. But you also understand that these machines need to pick up your content. It needs to pick up your website. It needs to understand what you have in there. So in 2026, SEO plus AEO plus your social strategies for content distribution and everything put together. That is what it's like now. A lot's happening every day. So you have to like keep up, read this blog, check what Google update has to say now, check what top ranking, SEOs are saying, what's their take, was, everything put together is happening in SEO. So keep up with the pace.
Engine optimization. Is that correct? Is that the full meaning?
Yes, answer engine optimization, AEO.
And this when we talk about it, I like to pretend like anything when it comes to like SEO, just to like speak in the minds of some of our audience who might know the these are preventions and several other things. like to like take it from the scratch, and so you have the opportunity to carry those type of people along. So AEO, when we talk about AEO, answer engine optimization, um, we're talking about the likes of the ChatGPT, the Copilot, and which other Chima?
My God.
Hi Chima, can you hear me?
Sorry, yes, can you come again? It was really cracking.
Yeah, I said when we're talking about answer engine optimization, we're talking about optimization for the likes of the Chat GPT, Grok, Copilot, and several other AI AI bots or here AI search bots or intelligent bots out there. Is that correct?
Yes,
Yeah, interesting.
perplexity
Interesting.
and the
So yeah,
rest.
so yeah, publicity and the rest. Yes. So for the benefit of those who are watching and you might not really understand or know what AEO means. AEO basically means answer engine optimization, and then it is basically the process or the way that you optimize the content of your website or your apps and several other softwares out there for answer engine for this AI chatbots and AI search engines. So earlier on, we were just talking about how SEO is gradually changing in 2026, and then we said it's not just SEO anymore; it is now AEO. It is a whole lot of LLMS. The language learning models. Machine learning, every influence of machine learning in the space, and all of that. That is now gradually changing how search engine operates these days. And personally, coming from me, I think like one of the trends that is common in the search engine space these days is that people are most especially people in B2B businesses, or people who are um, in B2B businesses, not the everyday customers, the B2C customers, but customers for B2B. These days are more, they are using more of the answer engine systems or softwares. So the ChatGPT and the likes, they are using more of that than they would actually use Google um, for their search or to search for a particular product. But as you can imagine, there's Google Gemini as well, that has been integrated on the Google search results page. That is doing a great job as well. That is also influencing how SEO has changed in 2026. So welcome back, Siva. It's nice to have you again. Before you dropped off, I guess we were just talking about. Myself and Choma were just talking about how SEO is changing in 2026, and the influence um, that the things that are kind of like contributing to changes. So quickly changing in the 2020, most especially in a particular industry, in their particular SaaS industry, so as it says, how is SEO changing in that space? Hi, Sylvia, are you there with us? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can hear you.
SaaS.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just asking that in SaaS space, how do you think SEO is changing in 2026?
Okay, like Chama said, SEO is changing in 2026. It's evolving from what we used to know, the normal SEO, the normal way people search. They just go to Google and search for just one keyword. It's no longer like that. People are now searching in phrases, in long-term sentences, and they are not just doing it now on Google. They are now doing it on different platforms. right? So it's no longer Google having the whole search. It's now different platforms. People are searching on TikTok, people are searching on Instagram, people are searching on Binge, different places, right? So AI is affecting this now. That is the AEO and the GEO. Now it's now affecting how people search. Now I would like to come from the angle of intent. Unlike before, people are not really practical when it comes to intent. That is, when I want to buy a particular product, I just go to the to Google and search for maybe the particular keyword. For instance, I go and search for bicycle, and then I'll have to read the full article on bicycle before I can find a link that will help me to sell that bicycle. But now it has changed. People are now more intentional. I don't want to read a whole article before I can buy a bicycle. So the way I search is now changing. I will not have to type bicycles in Nigeria for females. So it is a particular search. And now the search intent is no longer generic, it's no longer top of the funnel, it's now bottom of the funnel search. And so sometimes I might not want to read the whole article. Do I hold on? Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yes,
Yes, I
yes, we
can hear
can.
you. I've been hearing
Can I
you.
go on? Okay. Okay. So I was okay. So I was saying that you don't people no longer want to read a full article to be able to get the answer they want. They want to be able to get answers immediately. So people are now searching specifically for what they want. People are no longer searching for a generic term. They are now searching specifically. And so if I don't want to read a whole article that is going to tell me about what is a bicycle and how I can use a bicycle, I can easily go to AI and search AI or tell AI to tell me the best place I can find a bicycle for female. Now that has affected my search. I'm no longer searching the way I searched before. I'm searching now on AI and I want a specific reply. So intent is one thing that is particular now in this search in MS6. Intent and AI is the new trend now. People are more intentional. They don't want to have generic topic. They don't want to have generic search. They just want this specific reply. So yes, intent and AI is what is affecting SEO today.
Yeah, thank you, Shiva. I totally agree to that. I think, like, uh, right from time, like, since the introduction of social media and every other, platform like that, they have been they've been a gradual drop down in the attention span of people. People really don't know how to consume particular content without actually getting what they want out of it. Reason you see, like, even the social media platform these days, they are more interested in the short form videos than the long form videos. They even YouTube is doing YouTube shorts these days. So the attention span just continue to drop. With the introduction of AEO, we're just going to see more of that. No one is willing to read long articles or long blogs before they actually get the answers to what they want. So that is totally correct, and I am in agreement with that. I think, like, that is something that has been changing over time, and that will continue to change in the years to come. So looking into like how everything is changing, Chioma, if you're there with us, you can still hear us. Can you hear me, Chioma? Yeah, I think you might be muted, Chioma. All right. So coming back to you, Silva, whilst Chioma tried to. Yeah. So what are the skills that you would recommend that people need to acquire? People, SEO experts, people in the space, and people who are just trying to learn SEO. What are the skills you would recommend they should acquire in 2026? in 2025 or
Is that question
2024
for
20,
me?
yes, that is a question for you, Shiva. Yes, it is a question for you. So in 2023, 2024, and the previous year, it's easy to learn search engine optimization. Just learn how to put keywords in the right space, use the right H1 tag, uh, you know, put in the meta tags, use the right keyword but these days things are changing a lot in terms of um, search engine optimization wants um, the creators of content to create more intentional content, and they want to capture the intent of their users. They want to show relevant content to their users. They want to capture the actual search intent. So, having that in mind, what are the right skills you think anyone should be learning in 2026 to position his or herself for how search engine is changing in 2026? Hi, Jomaya. Sorry, you guys lost me there for a while.
Yeah, but I heard your question. I heard your
Yeah.
question.
So what?
In
Interesting. What are the right skills
2026, for someone
you
learning,
think people should be learning?
there are a whole lot of it, but I'm going to start with storytelling, and I'm going to add, I'm just going to call it data storytelling. Because most times what people are looking to sell with content is results. So you need to know how to tell a story around people's results or what they are building or their products to be able to convince customer, because the end goal which we want is conversion. And it's not just about writing a whole lot of things, it's about really acing the story. And if you want conversion, you know, so I would say that is where your voice is CTA. You want conversion, you want, so I would say data storytelling, because that is where your voice is. People can write, people can use AI and just throw things out, but we want to see the voice, we want to see the originality, the uniqueness, the experience inside. And if you don't live that story, and if you don't tell that story, that experience will obviously be missing. We can agree to a certain point that if you see an AI generated article and content, you will know. But if you see when someone is actually communicating through story about their product, something, the result they have, how it ties back to business goals, communicating with stakeholders, and how it can as well help you, you might as well learn AI prompting. Everybody just goes ahead screaming AI, but can you actually use it? Even to generate the smallest meta description, can you use it? Can you really review an AI content so no one can tell it apart? And if you're like looking for content gaps and opportunity in your website, can you really use an AI to, can you make use of a workflow to get out the content gap, to do your keyword research, like all of that? So get into AI, know the tools you're using, know what you're using it for, and master it. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be where it matters. You just have to use the AI for where it matters to you, for where it matters to your business goal. The foundations, SEO, and the technical SEO foundation, the basis, they are still very much there. The structure is still very much there. If you can hear me, let me know. If can you hear me? Hi, Mr. Toby Sylvia. Am I the one that's out of the chat? Can anybody hear me or see me?
Hello, can you hear me?
There was a break in the network again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, welcome back, Shiva, welcome back. And I was listening to Choma in the background, and I can hear a lot of things that she said. I heard a lot of things that she said about storytelling and how it is actually shaping how it is actually shaping the SEO space. People want originality and not just AI content. People want originality and not just AI content. Stories that actually really tell a story, a true story, and not just something that is like fabricated or come out of that came out of a chatbot.
Yeah.
So, that is entirely true. Storytelling would always
Mm,
sell
just
any
message.
product or any brand. Um, Storytelling would always sell any product or any brand. And so, thank you, Chioma, for that insight. And sorry we left you alone in the room. So,
I was
you
beginning
know.
to wonder what's
So,
going.
so yeah, coming back to the question again, I would like to throw you. I think the key point from what Chioma said is that storytelling is the goal. Storytelling is important. We always want to tell a story and not just AI copy and paste content. Even if you use AI for content generation, it is important that there's a story behind your content, and it's not just a full copy and paste story. Your story, your content should always tie to business goals. So thank you, Chioma. Sylvia is gone. I was about to throw a question to her. So a quick one then, because we're coming to the end of this webinar. Um, it is unfortunate, the network keeps shaking and they keep going on and
Messing up
off. But
like
I
bad.
know, right? I know, right? But hopefully some other time we can have a better section. But before we just wrap this
Yeah.
all up, so Chioma, coming from you, because I personally know your journey. I know how you started, and I know where you are now. And to some extent, I think I can see your vision. I see where you're going. So, how do you think anyone can actually break into the space? What do you think they need to break into the space? To become an SEO expert gathering net.
Okay. Yep, your voice is breaking, Mr. Toby. That is very correct. I just wish Nigerian network will let us have peace at this webinar. But then no. They said no.
I was I was particular about this network. I was just saying I pray network allows us. 'Cause it's been crazy these days.
Honestly,
Yeah, sorry,
it's
sorry
something
guys.
else.
I'm back again. So let's just wrap this up quickly, but let us hit the nail
Yeah.
on the head. And I think one of the most important things that people are willing to hear tonight is how can they actually break into the space as someone who is coming new into tech? How can they break into tech through the pathway of SEO? So, Choma, I would like you to share your journey with us. You can tell us a thing or two that you probably learned from Girls into Tech as well, and maybe from other places, how you took all of that away to be where you are now, and where you want to be in the nearest future. So, how did you achieve what you've achieved now? And what advice do you have for other people that want to do the same?
Okay. So first off, people might have heard it enough, but maybe not made use of it enough. Get a community. It doesn't even have to be a crowd, but people that are actually on the same path. Honestly, when I started with it was a full, tech skill community. They had graphic design, web development, everything. Actually, I started with content writing, not really SEO. But I was still like lost. I was still navigating it and all of that till I got into FCDC. So community, it was SEO focused. A lot of people there were SEO focused. So you could see courses, you could see everything. It's okay to get a self-paced course, but if you're starting out, you need morale, you need people, you need consistency. So a community that is actually niched will help a lot. It's cool to be in other communities, but if you find a niche community and you make like two, three friends, it's going to be helpful. So starting our community helped me. When I found Search African, that was another beautiful thing that happened to me. Like, wow. So there's actually a dedicated WhatsApp community for SEOs, and everybody's just out there doing stuff, sharing opportunities, sharing courses, sharing everything. People are there to cheer you on. WTS was another one. So again, emphasis on community. When I actually found these communities, I found my space. So all I need is to take my time, keep climbing, and every time they're sharing opportunities, every time they're encouraging you, as a girl, as a black person to, apply, try. Even though this company looks like a very big company, shoot your shots. Like I got that confidence, and you need it, especially in SEO space where it's like male dominated or non-African dominated. You need that courage. But WTS, Search African, FCDC, they give me that courage. Like, even if it is same rush you want to apply for, go ahead and do it. If you don't get in, you get experience. You jump over one hurdle. Next time it will be easier, that kind of stuff. So breaking into tech, they need to get into a community. And yes, Girls into Tech is also that community. Like it is that community. You have your fellow girls, you have the courses, you have the community. Every time it is one opportunity or the other, it keeps building like that. And funny enough, how, looking at my journey, if I sit down to analyze it, I've not used like $1,000 to go learn an SEO course, but here I am earning from it. It was community all the way. Free SEO course from Girls into Tech, free SEO course from FCDC, free mentorship, another one. And they keep holding my hand and they keep dragging me up and all of that. So if you're starting out, hug a community that hugs you back. Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me? See if you can hear me.
I
Take
can
it
hear
away
you,
from
Choma.
here. Give us your gist.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, so can you hear me, Choma?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, thank you, Choma. Thank you. Sorry, I was away there for a while. Thank you. I
We'll
think
have
like
to sue this
community.
Nigerian network. We legit have to sue them.
Yeah, indeed, we have to sue them. Indeed, we have to sue them. I think like what is most important with anything that we want to learn in recent time is of course community. Community have a great way of like contributing to how far you go career wise, and when you want to like break into tech most especially. The community is very important. You can never ever underestimate the power of community and having that strong support. um Sylvia, if we go to you, then what do you think people how do you think people can position themselves to break into tech through the path of SEO? What is your own journey like? What is your own advice?
Okay, just like Choma has said, community. I lacked community when I was starting out. So it was like a guesswork. I was just trying here and there and here and there. I kept on meeting people, but nobody was actually there to follow you for a long time. So if you have a community, like Choma said, it's going to help you a lot, right? Another thing I would say is whatever skill it is you're learning, if it is SEO, please start from the scratch and learn the skill. I mean, learn the skill, right? So one thing I noticed when I was learning was it was as if I was far behind, but I saw people who was really doing big things in the space. We were already talking about jobs, talking about terms that I could not understand. And for a beginner like me, I felt like I needed to run and meet them where they are, right? Which is supposed to be it's not so. As a beginner, you have to learn the basics, learn writing, learn SEO, learn why it is SEO, learn why SEO is important to business, learn the revenue part of SEO, because now people are not just looking for SEO writers. They're not just looking for people that can just optimize meta title or meta description. They want people who can give them results for that thing. And so if your knowledge of SEO is shallow, I promise you that you will get to a point and you will just be confused. So you have to take your time. In as much as the world is evolving, in as much as people are getting jobs and you feel like are left behind, don't feel like that. Just learn the skill, because it's with SEO you cannot skip a step and clamp to a different step. You have to follow it. So you have to follow the step so that when you reach the high place, you won't have to struggle when you're low. So I would say learn the skill of SEO. Start from the basics of SEO. And before AI came, there is SEO, there is on-page SEO, there is off-page SEO, there is technical SEO. Learn it at least to a certain level, so you don't just skip. Learn it so that when you get to that position, you know that okay, you have this knowledge, you really know what is happening. Now, if I didn't know how on-page SEO works, even if I am trying to optimize the content for I will still not get it, because even if I optimize the content for AI, the basics of on-page SEO still applies today for AI. I still need to write a good meta title.
I didn't
I
know
still need to
how
structure, right?
on-page SEO work. Even if I am trying to optimize the content for I will still not get it.
Yes, true. So I'm saying that you should optimize for,
Because
understand the basics of your skill, understand the writing part of your skill very well, understand what make writing moves, and that's how you're going to, once you understand that, scaling will be easy for you, talking about what you do will be easy for you, and meeting people and even pitching yourself to other people where you know what it is you have, or you know the skill that you have, even talking about it becomes easy. Because if you don't know what you're learning, if you don't know the skill of what you're learning, talking about it is going to be hard. You'll just be guessing. You'll be trying to hit here and here. You'll be trying to wing it. But when you understand what it is you're doing, when you understand the basics, when you understand how to clamp, you already have the idea on what it is you're doing. You move from there. So yes.
Exactly. Actually.
Thank you. I think that is a whole lot of insights. Like, you never ever want to skip the foundation. You never ever want to skip the basics. So, to you, it might just look like, oh, it's the basics, it's something simple, but that is the actual foundation that builds every other thing. It's the same when it comes to like coding. You can't just jump to the end. You need to learn the basics. You need to know, understand what objects are. You need to understand the structure. You just need to understand the structure. And personally, for me, because sometimes I teach people SEO and how to do SEO. I like to start with something when it comes like teaching SEO. I like to start with something called the customer journey. Earlier on, I think, and Chama was just talking about storytelling, and then you were talking about revenue for businesses as well. It is difficult for someone who does not understand customer journey or buyer's journey to actually create content that can convert. You find yourself that you might end up creating contents that are just like educational content, how to do this, how to do that, but it's not actually converting to revenue. So I think like for anyone who wants to learn SEO, it is important you understand what a customer journey is, and then or what the buyer's journey is. It is the same theory anyway. The buyer's journey and the customer journey is the same theory. So if you're out there trying to learn SEO, it is important you just go on Google, try to understand what a customer journey is or what a buyer's journey is, and that kind of like just give you an idea of how to create content that can actually convert to revenue. So thanks a lot. I think that you guys have really shared a lot of insights tonight on your personal journey, and also what to expect in 2026. There's a whole lot of AEO, search engine optimization, changing, moving towards AI influence, heavy influence of AI on search engine optimization, and how people actually search on the internet. Right. So moving on. Is there anyone in the room tonight that have a question or two for the people in the room? If you have a question or two for the people in the room, please feel free to drop it in the comment section. Let us take your question quickly. If you have a specific question on how to break into tech through the pathway of SEO, or where to learn a thing or two, or you just want to, maybe you just even want to know how much they've made so far learning SEO. That is a very personal question, but I'm sure someone like Choma might be happy to share. Or Choma, am I lying?
Oh God, I beg.
Okay. So still waiting. If there's anyone in the room tonight that would like to ask myself or Choma a question, we are more than happy to answer your question tonight. Our aim here tonight is to help you break into tech through the pathway of SEO. If that is what you're looking for, please drop a question in the comment section quickly, and then we're more than happy to answer. All right. So whilst we're waiting for a question, personally from me as well, when it comes to like AEO and AEO, when it comes to AEO, I think like technical SEO, there's heavy influence of schema mockups, uh, heavy influence of schema mockups on how this AI chatbots actually pick up the content of web pages, most especially as well. I think like one of the most important skills right now, or one of the important skills right now for anyone who is into SEO, one of the important skills they need to learn is also how to create schema mockups, in the content or in the body of your content. I mean, in the background anyway, because it involves a bit of code, but it's just interesting to look into that, how to create schemas. That actually helps this search engine, this AI bots to pick up the content of your website. And so I think we have a question. We have a question from Oluwafemi Oluwafemi Wa Oluwafemi Wa. Where can I pick up courses to bounce back on content writing? I used to write a lot before I picked up 9 to 5 again. So is there someone who can advise Chioma? I'm going to throw that question to you or her to you. Oluwafemi is asking. He said, where can he learn how to write content right again? He used to write content before, but now he wants to do that all over again. Where can he learn how to write content properly?
Okay. First off, girls into tech will let Oluwafemi know about their SEO course, because SEO actually has on-page SEO in it, and that's writing and optimization. And there is a girls into tech free SEO course. So Oluwafemi, you can pick that up. Number one, I'm sure girls into tech will share that link with you. You can start from the basic, because content writing, whoever you're writing for, whatever brand you're writing for, you need to optimize, and that fits into the SEO course. Second place you can get, HubSpot has a lot of courses, SEMrush has a lot of courses, and most of these courses are free. Before you get into masterclass, it is free. You can check out Grow and Convert. They're an amazing brand that writes pretty well. You can equally check out the FCDC. They have courses. Before you finish find these five brands, you must have known a lot about content writing and everything. So trust me, a lot of things in content writing I learned. I picked from Girls into Tech. I picked from HubSpot. I picked from SEMrush. I picked from the FCDC, and we'll keep learning as we go. So these links, of course, can be sent to you so you hit the ground running and continue running. Thank you. For Sylvia, give him more value.
Okay, yes. I know I took a course, a free SEO course from
Is it me?
I,
Is
I,
it my
I see,
network?
I see, I see, can you hear us? Hi, Chema, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I
Okay, I
can
guess
hear you.
we lost Sylvia there for a moment. Yeah, well, thanks for the insights. Thanks for the value. She tried to give you a
Thank
lot
you
of
so
insight
much.
and value as well before she dropped off.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Chema. Me myself, I keep dropping off and then coming back in poor internet.
We
Um,
need to sue these
even
network people.
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we need to get them soon. They need to get them soon. Um, but yeah, I believe like even with the little challenges, we've been able to give a lot of value to people who are actually
Yeah.
listening tonight. So I want to say thank you, thanks a lot for coming on the platform tonight. And then it is really interesting to know that someone like you have also benefited from what Girls into Tech offered before now. What Girls into Tech offered before now. So
Mm.
I just want to say thank you, thanks Sylvia, thanks Chioma, thanks a lot for
Thank you
coming
so
tonight.
much for
Yeah.
having me. I
Uh,
really appreciate, and I wish we can do this again with better
sure we
network or
can.
maybe a different platform. Like a different
Honest.
plan. I think maybe the platform maybe pulls a lot of data usage and stuffs like that because Sun is extra. Maybe Google Meet will be better.
oh yeah,
We'll
yes,
definitely
most
do
But
definitely
let's
we
do
are.
this again
Most
in a
definitely
better way with
we are going
better
to do
network.
this. Yes, yes. Most definitely we are going to do this again, and fingers crossed with better network and better internet. With better network and better internet. But I'm still quite happy. I believe the few audience who have watched tonight, they've been able to get value out of what we have to say. So for the benefits of every other person that might be listening right now or would listen in the future, it's also good to know that
Can you hear me, Chuma?
I can hear. Am I muted? No, I can hear you.
Okay. So I think it's from him.
I guess it's Mr. Toby.
Yeah.
Yes.
His network is not nice at all.
Hmm.
I had
I comment my reserve. It's actually been crazy. I know sometimes network cuts in, but this one is SS. Nigerian
I think we
network.
can try and come back to what you said because the
Yeah,
this platform maybe Google
I'm
Meet
suspecting
might
them be better. Yeah, I'm suspecting this platform that it's adding to the whole data thing. Maybe needs a lot of data network connectivity to be solid, and
yeah.
Nigeria doesn't have that.
We the current issue of network is when I before I came on this call, I was singing to network, network, network.
You know, really what you we're wearing the same shoe and it still showed itself.
And then
Annoying.
we spoke and the time is already up.
So
We
is
decided to
anyone still on the call? And does anyone else have a question? Probably we could hold space till Mr. Toby comes back.
okay. Does anyone still have a question? Hopefully they can hear so that we'll just answer before he comes. Okay. Okay.
I think none for now.
I don't think there's any more question. I don't know if anybody's still on the call though.
Actually, that's another one.
Okay, someone said none for now. Let's see though.
But in between, for anyone still on the call and still hearing us, maybe like a parting encouragement, which is not really, really inside SEO, but what you need in life, growing in SEO or breaking into SEO. You need to give yourself grace. You need to be patient with yourself. Like Sylvia said, you can't fly. I know there were experiences I had 2 3 years ago that is reflecting now. I know there were some jobs I couldn't apply for, some space I couldn't exist in because then I was still coming. But now it is closer. Like you have to give yourself grace and time. Take a deep breath and know that certain things come with time. Time. Even when you want to take that course, you still have to finish it with time. Then you start
Hmm.
application, start putting yourself out there. And before we forget why you are breaking into SEO, don't wait till you've mastered it all before you start showing up. I wish I showed up earlier, built earlier. Like I was doing a lot off stage that I didn't show, and I didn't know how to explain some of it because I just did it and moved on. Then document those experience, document those learning, and do not fake or don't lie about the experience. It's okay to
Exactly.
explain what you're learning the way you understand it, because if you go on and blab, someone higher than you will definitely pick it that this person has not done this thing in practical. This person is just faking it or using the BB or using ChatGPT to write this post. So while you give yourself grace to learn, to practice, explain and document the way you have learned. You don't have to say I increased a website performance by 50% if you were not the one that actually did it. You could say I supported by creating this content or by doing this and assisted my team in increasing, you put yourself in the process. You don't have to own it or you don't have to lie as long as you're growing. And for Ido's question, I would like to know, is SEO relevant to virtual assistant? Sylvia, I'll let you go first. Is SEO relevant to virtual assistants? Sylvia is still there. Mr. Toby, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, I'm back. I am back, and then Sylvia is gone.
Okay, so
Uh,
let me
uh,
start answering Ido's question. Now, it depends. If the person you're working with is an SEO and needs you to come into some meetings and hold space for them or moderate, you need the basics. You don't need the extras, you don't need the crazies, you need the basic. If you're a virtual assistant to an SEO manager or someone that runs an SEO company, you can't be clueless about a space you're assisting someone in. So if that is the space you're a virtual assistant to, you need to know the basics. So even when you need to maybe handle reports, handle calls, you will not be going off chat in the conversation. Someone is heading towards, okay, how can your company or your brand help us appear in chat GPT and everything? How do you make use of AEO here? Can I get to like know your processes or something like that? And you're just confused. My take is, if that is the space you're being a virtual assistant to, you need to know the basics. That is it. If you have nothing related to SEO, you're a virtual assistant to maybe a banker or a HR, you don't need it. You're not the one optimizing website for them or stuffs like that. You don't need it. A virtual assistant to an SEO manager, you need to know the basic. A virtual assistant in an AEO agency or something, you're part of that agency. You're part of the process too. Just that you're not the one doing all the work or the major work, but you need to know the basics so you can be able to speak professionally in meetings, in organizing meetings, knowing what meetings we are doing, knowing what business goal we are talking about with these clients, how we want to help them. At least put your report together and ace your job. So yeah, that's my take on that. So, can anybody hear me? I say we
Thank
protest
you, Chioma.
against network people. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Toby.
Yeah, thank you, Chioma. I think like you guys have really given a lot of insight, a lot of value tonight. I really appreciate your time. And it is unfortunate what is happening with the internet and network.
Very
But fingers crossed we're going to do this again, and it's going to be a whole lot better. Thanks for the opportunity.
nice.
So I
Thank
just
you
want to
so
share with
much.
everyone in the rooms, those watching now and those that would watch in the future. Girls into Tech, I've just created a free SEO course for anyone who wants to learn SEO. If you're not in the community group already, please join the community group. Follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. The guests in the house tonight as well, try as much as possible to follow them on LinkedIn, most especially. They post a lot of interesting content about SEO. Follow them on LinkedIn. There's a whole lot of value to get out of that. So, on that note, we've come to the end of this webinar. I say thank you for attending. If you're going to be watching in the future,
Thank you for
thank you for
having
watching as
me.
well, and thanks
Thank
for
you for
coming
having me.
out tonight.
Thank you
Tonight,
for
ladies, and
having me. Thank you.
yeah, it's been
Thank you.
a good section, and hopefully we can do this again better.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right.
Okay, are we answering those questions or we are moving on?
I think we answered Ido's question already about if SEO is relevant for a virtual assistant, Chioma. And then
Yeah, I think she
you
just
said,
dropped. I think Ido just dropped another question.
oh, okay.
Is long
Am I
form
missing
content
that?
still king? Or yeah, yeah.
Okay, I must be missing that then. Is long form content
I think.
still king? So, Chioma, do you
Or
think
it's
you
structured
can
for
answer
type
that?
content. Yeah, it depends. I think SEOs use this word. It depends a lot. But then it depends on the industry, it depends on what you're writing on. Not everything needs long
Exactly.
form content. Some of it want it to be short, structured, bullet point, especially when we are tending towards LLMs now and chat picking it up. But there are some content that need to be long. If you're in the SEO space, you probably know my king. He doesn't even write short things. And people still read because when he wants to explain a case study or a topic, he needs to flesh out everything. But we'll save it, I'll go and read because my king has written something. Or if it's a case study, you just can't put it in a concise form. You need to show the process, show the result, tie it back to business goal, convince people. So long form content is king where it is king. Short form content is king where it is king. You need to know when to use when. Something like a copy now, it says copy, it doesn't have to be long. Social media caption to push out a product or tell people to go and read a blog you just posted or announce a webinar or launching of a product, it doesn't have to be long. It will be short. Just make sure that the message is in there and you structure it properly and you make sure your call to action is there. Know when you're using long form and short form. Then Sylvia, I would give you the stage, throw more light, or answer the next question. How can small brands compete with big websites dominating search results? Before I give you the stage, just know that
Okay.
time matters. You won't tell me you're just coming up 1 month, or let me say 1 year, and you want to fight with somebody like, who will I use? Should I use Air Ops or SEMrush or
I
Moz?
think
You want to
Amazon
compete with Moz?
is always a good example of that. Amazon dominates all keywords and everything.
Give
Don't do that.
exactly.
I would
Give yourself
I would
grace. Give
say you
yourself
should
grace.
just
You
stop.
can start dominating certain keywords or certain products, but to take over from a big website that has been in SEO, or that has been, going back to back with search. Ooh, go one at a time. But Sylvia, let us know what you think.
Yeah, just like what you said, I would say leave competition out of the way and just try to own where you are. Start from the low hanging fruits and low difficulty keywords. You target those low difficulty keywords so that you can own those keywords at scale. You understand? If you're talking about competing with big brands, you can't compete with HubSpot. You can't compete with Ahrefs now. You can't. I mean, they are the kings of SEO. Even if SEO should evolve and evolve and evolve, H then those big brands will still be showing up because they've done this for a long time. So instead of focusing on how to beat them, focus on how to own your keywords. Focus on
Your
how to
space,
get your
yes.
own space. Yes. Focus on how to reach your ideal customers where they are. And now
Exactly.
the search has made it better that you can now focus on different platforms and meet your customers on different platforms and different ways. So find where your customers are, dominate that particular place, dominate those keywords so that when they find it, they also find you. And the good thing is, AI has given a lot of brands leverage. So leverage that AI, know how to tap into content for AI, write in clear terms, use good description, straight to the point description, so that when AI picks up, when somebody searches on AI, it picks up your brand immediately. Own your niche.
Yeah, thank you. So, most definitely, it is important to own your niche, jump on the low hanging fruits, and not just you don't want to dominate a keyword at a big
Can
brand that is
anybody hear
making.
me?
Yes, we can hear you,
I can hear you.
Steve. Yes, we can hear you. Just to contribute to what Siva was saying and what Yoma said already, you always want to own your niche. Before you come in to come and compete with a brand or an organization that is doing thousands and billions of dollars, it's going to be a whole lot of work. Some of those people have a lot of resources, that kept them where they are already. So focus on the low hanging fruits, like they said. Focus on your niche, and focus less on competition, but try to dominate your keyword, try to dominate your niche in the industry. I think that is where the focus should always be. And then when it comes to long form content, long form content is still king. I am one of those people that would say long form content is still king. But it all falls down to like the search intent in the first place. If the intention of the user, search intent in the first place, there are some keywords that are already attached to some particular search intent, and I think a good tool that will help you understand the intent to some certain keywords is SEMrush. Like SEMrush is still like one of the best tools out there that help people who are into SEO understand the intent that are attached to some certain keywords. So there are different type of keywords. They can be commercial keywords or and the likes. So depending on what the focus of the content is about. If it is an educational content, obviously a long form content is a good type of content for such type of content. But if it is a commercial um, type of, if it is a commercial keyword, you of course want to keep the content. You want to keep it short and precise. You don't want to be writing 5,000 words on a page that is supposed to be converting people to sell shoes. It's those long form of content is kind of like it is irrelevant on a shopping page, for example. So yeah, so depends on the page, depends on the intention. That's what is going to determine how long the content should be. But precision and the search intent is what I think people should always keep in mind when they create content and optimize content for websites, pages, and apps. So guys, thanks a lot. It's been over an hour in this particular webinar. It's been nice to have you, Choma. It's been nice to have you,
Yeah.
Chiwa. At some other time,
Thank
I really,
you.
really hope we can do this again, and we can do this a lot more. We can do it again to
Better.
let people know if you're watching now, to watch in the future. There are a lot of free courses out there. Network is also offering a free course for anyone that wants to learn SEO. We're going to share the link in the chat, and feel free to visit the website, follow us on social media. You're going to get a lot of value from it. Follow our guests on social media as well. So we've come to the end of the webinar tonight. Thanks for watching, and then we'll
Thank
catch you
you.
guys next time. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.